Welcome, everybody, to Momentum Mastery, Episode 8. I'm so glad that you are here now, either live or listening. Even if you're listening it not live, it's still technically live because it's all energy and it's all out there. And today we are going to talk to, some of the members of Zero Doubt Club that have been with us for a little while and that have known about us for a little while now in our journey. Got some people on, some people actually that Erica, who's going to speak here in a moment, just actually signed up about almost 3 months ago, but she's crushing it through 2 to 3 times a week strength training. And, also the mindset, which is the biggest part, right? Because it's not just about lifting weights. We always talk about that we're not a gym, and we're not a gym. You got to take the holistic approach to life. And we talk about like 7 categories. I mean, you can create 9 categories, you can create 10 categories, but let the 7 that we like to talk about is the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, our relationships, our creative side, and which one am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one. That was 6.
Career?
Huh?
Career.
Yes, that's right. Boom, you got it. Finances, career. There it is. Thank you, Ivor. So, my story again briefly, and I think we're all going to kind of go around the room and share a little bit about what we're working on, what's going well, what some of our challenges are, and a little bit about us. So, you know, I can go first. My name is Jeremy. I am one of the founders of Zero Doubt Club, and I've been doing this for about 6 years now. Probably been on my journey for closer to 10. It involved getting rid of a lot of bad habits, toxic habits like drinking, like, drugging, like, being hard on myself, like not in a super fulfilling career. And ultimately, it did take, maybe you can call it a rock bottom. It was an injury followed by, a diagnosis with my late wife. But yeah, it was a wake up call. But we don't all need to get on a wake up call to start our journey. But what I learned is that no matter where you are, you can do certain things daily to give yourself, your body, your mind, all those 7 categories, the best chance of joy in each one of those categories, right? Whatever they are. So I would say I'm working on the business. That's been my biggest, I don't want to call it struggle, but challenge for sure. I mean, it involves obviously stepping into the unknown and out of your comfort zone and doing all those things. But at the end of the day, like, those are also the same things after I finish the action that bring me peace and joy. um not always. Sometimes I have to do breath work to get to that state, because obviously, we're still like in startup mode. We talk about it for now like almost 4 years, but we have big dreams and visions. So yeah, we are in startup mode. I would say that is my biggest challenge. I would say my biggest improvement in the past, let's say, call it a decade, would definitely be my mindset. That would be number one. And I would say emotions number two. Well, I didn't even, yeah, zero control with emotions, because no emotions for so many years. So now it's like I understand when they come in, you just ride the wave, and just like sit in it and figure out what's the lesson behind that. And each emotion does have a lesson. And then once you release the emotion and leaves your body, then actually that's what increases your awareness. That's what increases your awareness. So that's big. So that would probably be my other second biggest thing. And my biggest tips would be to just take it one day at a time, one moment at a time. That's what works best for me, especially having a lot on my plate, you know, kind of managing 60, 70 clients, personal training clients, and, our systems aren't perfect. So there is a lot of that. So it's managing that through releasing those kind of energies through breath work with paired with meditation or journaling or walking in nature, but definitely taking, I think minimum 30-minute breaks a day. Three, 30-minute breaks where it's just you and your breath and your earth. And I think if you do that, that's my biggest tip. And that just came to me. I didn't know what I was going to say. But now that I look at my best days, it really is. I take a 30-minute break here after, let's say, 3, 4 trainings. Then it's some other work, then another 30-minute break. And then you need another 30-minute break towards the end of your night.
Your night.
So it's not like far off. So that's my tip. And yeah, I would love to go around now and hear from you guys. So who would like to start first? Ivor, how about you?
Sure. Well, I mean, I can relate to a lot of what you just said. And uh, I guess for me, I mean, family and relationships, I think, are really key area that I am constantly trying to improve upon and grow. And I've got 3 kids that are growing pretty fast. And it's amazing. Like, it's just every phase is different, and when you're in it, it's hard to kind of see, the future phase and what that's going to look like. And I just am doing a lot of reflecting back on that now that my kids are a little bit older. They're not in the toddler phase anymore. They're, elementary school and one in high school. And it's just amazing to you know see the development, especially once they start going through puberty and maturing and dealing with, the bigger things in life. So I know some of you can relate to that as well.
I think
Um,
everybody on this call, yeah, relates to
yeah,
that right now.
Now,
Most of us
yeah,
actually have teenagers
yeah,
or are about
and
to be.
yeah, it's. I mean, it's amazing, and it just you just realize how fast time goes and how little of it you have. And um, just the kids put it all in perspective because they're growing. We don't really feel like we're growing, but they're growing, and so that means we are too. And or at least getting older, and you got to take advantage of that time. And so I mean, part of it, I really, like, recently, not recently, but over the last few years, also have really tried to learn about breath work, because I think that's really important in calming yourself. And I mean, the days can be pretty stressful and the moments can be pretty stressful, but I've also realized, kind of looking back, some of those stressful moments are really insignificant. They seem huge at the time. It's like, you look back and when kids are little and it's like you're fighting about tying shoes or you're fighting about snacks or whatever. And it's just like, what are we talking about here? Like, so putting it all in perspective is really important. And then the other thing is just really having experiences and memories and doing things and taking time to, for everyone to grow in different experiences. I think it's so important. And so that's something that I want to keep focusing on, doing new things with my
Mhm.
wife and with the kids. And um, you know taking advantage of our time so that when we look back, we can say we've accomplished things and we've grown. Um, and you have to be intentional about that, because if you're not, it'll just pass you by. And And that's the thing too. Like time just goes by so fast. You know, I remember just like last week I came on this call like right at the end because we were eating dinner and I wanted to join right at, when I could. And now it's like, how was that a week? How
Mm.
was that a week ago? Like I don't even understand. It's just like it just flew by, and then next week it'll be the same thing. And it's like, how did another week just go by? And if you don't if you're not conscious about that, then a month goes by and a year goes by, and you're like, what have I done? So I think that's really important. And then business wise, I'm helping to grow a business as well, so I can relate to a lot of what you're talking about as far as business development and growth and operational components. So it can be a slog, and it's hard. It just is like a process, and you just got to have faith that the reward is going to come. It doesn't come right away, but um, you've got goals, and you've got to do the work every day in order to get the long-term reward. So focusing a lot on that, and and just like every day, right? Eric and I go running, and it's just so amazing to wake up early and get outside. And like this weather right now is just perfect. Anything for me, anything above 65 degrees in the morning, when you come outside and just walk outside, and it's just like warm and beautiful. Today was even warmer, and just get out there and move your body. And I'm really focused on trying to eat right, move, build strength, and I know how important that is, and showing that for my kids as well who are into sports. And I need to be that role model for them. I mean, I am being that role model. I'm not doing it to be a role model. I'm doing it because it's important to me. And but me and my wife and I, we want to live a life that they can emulate, and that makes them better people as well. So that's what I got.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivor, for sharing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. Love all the tips there too. All right, who's next? Aisha, you look like you're ready to go just get it over with.
My kids are in the background. They're chanting my name.
Yeah, I knew it.
Fan club.
What's up? What's up, guys?
How are you doing?
Nice haircut.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think for me, I would say like the current situation we're dealing with is manage stress. There's just a lot going on. We just moved 2 weeks ago and we're doing nonstop work here. We still have our other house that we're doing work on, like desperately trying to sell. Just today, after 2 weeks, we got AC. So we've been sleeping, and it's been heat waves here. So I'm trying really hard to be positive about it because I have to for my children, right? So I'm not complaining. I went and bought everyone portable fans. We're making the best of it, trying to show gratitude because this is the house I really wanted. This was my dream home. So I gotta work with what we got. Um, yeah, I think that's just it. I mean, if I don't manage my stress, I suffer migraine. So it's something I have to make a very conscious effort is to not be overworked with it.
Hmm.
Uh, Workouts really help for me. And I mean, you can attest, we didn't even come to last week's workout, just a lot I'm going through, but trying to do it on my own, trying to meet my goal of 2 to 3 times a week, which I have personally on my own. And yeah, I mean, trying to get good sleep, trying to work out, trying to eat healthy, all that stuff is helping with the stress levels.
Yeah, absolutely. All that stuff does.
There's a lot of
Thank you.
exterior things I just have to deal with.
And you said you did just get the AC?
Yes, today. Yes, we're sitting
Okay.
in cool air. It's
Well,
like blowing on us
you
finally.
know why it came so soon, only 2 days, because you were positive about it.
2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks. Well, if you weren't positive, it would have been another 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was grateful for the AC guide today. I was like, you are my savior. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, so I mean, everything with patience, good things come. So it's just about your attitude towards that goal.
Yes, it is all about your attitude. So true. Attitude is everything.
Yeah,
Thank
I wanted to jump into because I think another thing that I really like mentally trying to uh, overcome is it's sort of the fear of those like if something bad happens and then you start to paint this mental image in your head that like, oh my God, it's gonna get so bad. Like I had a situation recently um, where I messed up and it was like a financial thing and like I discovered it on a Sunday and I'm like, oh my God, this is really bad. You know, I can't believe it and like stressing out. But so I tell myself, okay, it might end up okay. Like I'm going to try to solve it. There's got to be a solution. It's not the first time that this happened to anybody. And so I just stayed positive about it and I worked through it. I talked to who I needed to talk to, took a couple days. But you know, either the worst thing could have happened or it could have got back on track and it would have been fine. And so I was just like believing it's going to be fine, and it got solved. So I didn't go through the whole thing in my head like going down the rabbit hole of whatever, like whatever happens, there's going to be an outcome, and usually you'll figure out a positive outcome one way or the other. So don't get all, it's kind of like that whole fear, false evidence appearing real. And just like, because when you have the power of retrospect, when you're through it and you look back and you're like, oh, well, why was I so stressed out and worried about it? Because
Yeah.
it turned out okay. So believe that it's going to be okay versus
Yeah.
believe that it's not going to be okay. And it
Yeah.
worked out, and it was amazing.
Yeah. If you made a list of every time that you played out the worst case scenario and then you looked back at the outcomes, you will see like 99% of them weren't even close to your worst outcome.
Yeah.
So like, why do we do it when we know like it's almost never like, have you ever not made it? That's another question to ask yourself. So have you ever not made it?
Right.
All right, who's next? Eric and Erica left. Look at that. Who wants the ladies first? Let's go ladies first.
All right, Erica's going first.
No, I
Funny
said ladies
fact, I
first.
have a brother 3 years older than me whose name is Eric.
What? No way.
Yes.
Really?
I'm the youngest of four. I have 4 siblings. The first two have different names, and then there's Eric and Erica.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah. So as Jeremy said, I've been going pretty strong for the 3 months, just about 3 months coming in. The pivoting point for me was what 2 weeks after my kids got out of school. I've got 3 kids for those that didn't see. I'm a single mom, 3 kids. About 2 weeks after school, maybe a week after school let out, I got let go at my job or fired or whatever you want to call it. First job probably with children that I've been let go of, financially the person that takes care of everybody. But I think I took it with a lot better attitude than I could have. In the sense that, as I kind of shared with Jeremy, toward the end of last year, I was ready for a break. I was working in IT sales, somewhat stressed, and just had been carrying it all. I've been working 616. I've been a single mom on and off for the last 11 years, and been the breadwinner. So I wasn't really bothered. Obviously, I've got things to consider, but I decided to take the time to do some of the things that I had been wanting to do, working out being one of them. I have a girlfriend. We had been joking, before 40, we're going to get in the gym. Well, now at 38, I don't have a job. What can I do? So I've been able to use this time, stress some days, have some highs and lows, some moments of aggravation, but I've been able to get in the gym, which is something I have not done in, I don't know, over a decade. And this has been the most consistent I've ever been in my life in the gym. So that's been been great. And I think, it's definitely probably helping me to just do what I haven't done before, even in terms of, the days that I'm not in the gym stretching or thinking about, just putting a little bit more forward than I have for my body, and just even these calls, or, the ability to really take the time to think about journaling, or just the more present moments, going back to, thoughts of grounding, and just really understanding, kind of like Jeremy said before, it's going to work out in the end. I have strong faith, but I'm also human. And so there's days that I am having moments of fear, but for the most part, I've been really present. I've enjoyed summer in some senses more than I should have with my kids without a job, but I've been relaxed, and, I'm excited to see what's going to come next, but I'm also not rushing much of anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I've lived without air conditioning, so I can relate to that. I think the days go super quick, as someone said. I can't believe it's been, a solid 3 months of not working out, all of that. And I think, the crazy thing is that, I still, it's not that I've got more time necessarily, because I still seem to be running out of time. But I've got a lot more moments um, of presence, a lot more relaxation, a lot more nervous system regulation. And I'm just moving a lot slower, which I think is really good for me and good for my kids as well to see.
yeah. Thank you, Erica, for sharing that. I mean, talk about attitude. You let go of your job. A lot of people might have went the other way. You said, you know what? It's time to take care of myself now, back in the gym, practicing presence. I mean, this is your time. This is your time to do all of that. And when the right time to get back to working or your own business, like I know that is one of your goals,
Yep.
then it's going to happen.
Yeah. So,
It's going to happen.
mhm.
Thanks for sharing, Erica. All right, Eric, close it up.
So I can relate, I think, to most of you guys. Erica, yeah, I went through my transformation during COVID. So also not knowing where my career was going, and just, I mean, you're far from what I looked like then. But I was just at my worst, and just a complete 180 of mind, body, and soul. I was just, the more I get away from that person, the more I don't recognize it, and thank God. But what goes well for me is when I'm on momentum. So I would use that word as like my key word. And because I know I'm like a workout or a run or a journal away from starting new momentum. So right now I think I'm on good momentum. Working out, running, done 4 miles plus every day for the last like 6 days. Not going to do it today. My legs are sore. If I have any chance of doing it tomorrow morning. But and strength training and watching what I'm eating, and so like this last few weeks have been really good health weeks for me. Maybe it's these coaching calls, Jeremy.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I already said this is a high vibration call.
um, you know, uh, for me, also what's even like a miracle to me, besides the fact that I feel like I have transformed, and I get it that there's still a lot of work to do, but just being able to see and catch myself when I'm in negative thoughts or anxieties, or yeah, I mean, I always thought the worst. I always was very and yeah, today I'm not. I'm more at peace. I'm more cool. I have much more faith. And yeah, gratitude definitely helps. Any tense moment, I still look back and go, man, everything is amazing. Like, I don't know, why am I worried about this one little thing or that thing or whatever else? Everything is great, even if it doesn't work out. We're everything's amazing. So, business, it's always, the the feeling that you're a startup and you want to get out of that feeling into a more mature business with with all pistons running. But it's still, but I wouldn't trade that for the excitement, right? Like, the five probably most exciting things for the company right now weren't even on the on the plan 3 months ago, let alone, I'm just saying. And then in 3 months, there might be a new exciting five. So, not there might be, there probably will be, and that's what's exciting. So, um, family's good. Um, wish I could enjoy summer a little bit more. We are going on a little family trip for Labor Day, so that'll be fun. But yeah, time's flying. Kids are growing. Kids have grown. Some of them. What else? Yeah, pillars are good. The pillars in my life are good right now. Um, and just want a few things to go right, but if they don't, I'm good too. But they will. But they will.
Things are always going right.
Yes, sir.
Yep. As humans, just think about, we're always growing. Just look back at yourself a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, how much more open, caring, loving, empathetic, joyful, because like we all said, that these moments, we see how fast they go, and we have loved ones, kids, and we see how fast time goes. So the lesson always there is to just one day at a time, grateful for the day that you're in, the moment that you're in, the everything that you have. Even when the air conditioner breaks, yeah, you're going to be hot, but that's going to be something that you'll look back at in a couple years, 5 years, 10 years, and really laugh at it, right? So, um, thank you for sharing today. This was a great call, very powerful when we can share. So I really appreciate it. And let's do it again next week, same time, same place. And I'm also gonna remind everyone who listens to this later that please jump on and share also your story, a little bit about you. It's very, very powerful. And yeah, I would love to have you guys on. I know a lot of you watch the recordings, but just come on live. Come on live. It's high vibration, good energy call. September 4th, we have our event, next outdoor event. The first one was so cool. The weather was perfect. I did a little talk, and then we had Angie, astrologist, do a little talk, explain a little bit about astrology. Next month is going to be Carrie, nutrition coach. I'll put some more information about her. She's going to do a talk too. I'll put some more information about what that talk is going to be about. And then we go on a nice little walk, 45-minute walk, and the weather is going to be even better in September. So join us. There's an RSVP link everywhere, Instagram, or I'll send out emails. But yeah, I'd love to have you guys there as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being on the call, and have a good rest of your week, days.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
See
everyone.
ya.